he was my best buddy. I coached him in sports for 12 years, had him a great time. From the time he was in a bassinet, I'd take him to coffee with me on Saturday mornings in his bassinet. So we were close. And then he kind of drifted away, and I thought it was just hormones and age and all these different things, being naive, because I thought I was doing everything right as a dad. We had a great household. I mean, we lived the dream as by human standards, we were living the dream. House, cars, toys, whatever. He came to me and said, I have a problem. I'm addicted to painkillers. Okay, we'll fix this. Next day, took him to the clinic. They said, we're not a detox center. You got to go home, get through that. 4 days I stayed 24/7 with him, got him through the detox, thought, okay, we can lick this. And it was an up and down roller coaster for probably 3 years. He was in and out of different rehabilitations, counseling, NA, this, that, everything that was out there available, we tried to take advantage of. But yet, he kept falling into the hands of Satan, is what I boil it down to now. It was bad. I had one foot in his ass. He was halfway out the door because we just couldn't take it in our house anymore. I mean, our house was upside down. My wife and I, 32 years married, we stayed as a team that we were going to battle this together, and we were going to stay on the same page with it. We just didn't have a willing recipient of our love. And we never gave up hope. But we got to that point where we had no other choice but to say, we can't have this in our house anymore. And David's brother Jay, who I've known for 30 years, his son and my son were great friends growing up. I coached his son in hockey. Jay ran into my wife and said, how's your son doing? And my wife just, blah, 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 blah. She broke down crying, dumped everything out there. Jay in turn called David, and next thing you know, David and Jay show up at our house. And we're in our family room, and David asks me, what did David ask me?
I said, first thing we have to settle is that everybody comes to Christ. I have nothing to offer you but Jesus. And Frank says, but how do you know for sure? I said, Frankie, we're going to settle that before I leave today.
And we got into a circle, and we said, what do you want? And I said I wanted my son back. My son said he wanted his family back. And basically, we all surrendered to Jesus. And I swear to God, which is probably not a good thing to do, but I said, I felt like a weight was absolutely lifted off my shoulders, because I had been trying to carry this burden and fix things and be the fix-it dad like I had always thought I was supposed to be, but yet I didn't have the repair kit that would work. I mean, Gunderson Lutheran didn't. NA didn't. I just was ill-equipped to deal with it. And from that day forward, when we said, Jesus, come in and help. Give us what you got. And do you want to say something? No? Oh, okay.
Put it right on the spot.
And from that day forward, we got our son back. And now he's living at home, and we want him there. Where it was 2 years ago, we were trying to, we wanted to kick him out because we couldn't take it anymore. Now we feel blessed that he's still there, that he hasn't decided to fly the coop and go his own way. So anyway.
It's an awesome Jesus story.
Yeah, Matt.
Okay.
Oh, don't put me on the spot now.
But he's part of this story too.
Oh, yeah.
Because this all ties together. Joe, can you give me a brief version of your story? You're okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me.
I'm telling you.
You
You go right ahead.
I don't want to make it up.
You go right ahead.
Okay. Well, I don't know how it started, but Joe and I've always known Joe had an issue, and family had an issue. Joe had been in and out of jail a few times, and I would see him at different places. I remember I saw him at a wedding one time. I said, Joel, I want you to know something. I love you, and Jesus loves you. And I said, I'm not giving up on you. And everybody else might be boohoo on you right now, but I said, God's got a plan for you. And we did that for a few years, right? And he was running hard, really hard, and and then he got into a life of drugs that took him to a really some dark places, right?
Yeah.
Running, hiding out, safe houses, crazy land. And I knew that Joe had a sensitivity to things of God, and we met at the coffee shop, and I said, Joe, I'm totally here for you. Long story short is we met for a year, and Max shows up. In fact, actually, you were friends, and he goes and preaches Jesus after to Matt in his kitchen, and literally in tears said, you need to come to Christ, you need to come to Christ. When you come to Jesus, so he's preaching it. Well, you got to remember, when you come to Christ, that Jesus can really lift you out of these things. Sometimes you think, I got it from here. It's not, never shock people go, well, they slipped back into drugs again. It does happen, right? Because they think they can do it from here. Don't panic, right? The Jesus saved the first time. They just got to have a little refresher course. Sometimes you got to head back to the big pen and go, yeah, I didn't really want to be here again, do I? So Joe did his deal, and it wasn't but a while ago that Joe called me again and said, Dave, I need to come back to Jesus. I need to get right with Jesus. And in fact, my phone rang. It was my wife. I told her and I said, it's Joe. I said, this is either really good or really bad. It was really good. And I'm thrilled that they're here because, they're Frank's biological sons, but in a lot of ways I love both these guys. And we've been through a lot together. And they really are remarkable guys. Remarkable guys.
Amen.
Mariah, you're remarkable. Yesterday, did Jesus meet with you yesterday?
Definitely. Absolutely. It was an amazing experience. It wasn't like anything I've ever experienced before. I thought I've experienced encounters with Christ, but now I know I haven't because that was it was yesterday.
And this is the fun part about God. You don't really know it's going to show up at Pat. I said, Pat, are you crazy enough to show up at 1 o'clock? Was it? 2 o'clock. Oh, sorry. We had 2 meetings. 2 o'clock. And it was, it's kind of fun because you don't come there with some kind of plan and, okay, we got our 8 steps and here's the 8 steps and check the box. I mean, I don't even know, honestly, I don't even know what we're going to say. All I know is that I'm waking up at 3:30 in the morning saying, please pray for her. Pray for Mariah, because I need to rescue her. I need to step into her world and I think about, but we've tried to connect and the enemy is alive and well. And all of a sudden there's a connection and Pat shows up and we literally saw this moment in time where all of a sudden God says, I need to break through and literally grasp you in some way. And so, I mean, I'm a Scandinavian Spanish. I got one arm and praying for her. And Pat has the other arm just praying in the middle of the coffee shop, which is totally out of character probably for Ryan and everybody else. But it was like God moved and she has this encounter with Jesus. And I would just say that God, really more than anything else, sometimes he needs to find people with skin on that he actually lives within that says, will you touch her for me? Will you just hold her arm for me? Will you just touch her for me? Mm-hmm. And God just did this. Was it true?
I was shaking, and because I don't even remember what all was said, but Mariah, this is the start of your life, and I think you can see it on the smile on your face, and you are beautiful.
And so what I'm saying this tonight is because I want every one of you somehow to just jot down your head or in your phone. I want you to pray for Mariah because the enemy likes to take back ground, especially fresh ground, because everything old is still so familiar. I want you to pray for Sue and for Steve and for the family because there's so much of our humanness and we want to just, we got to make sure it all goes and, there's a slip up. Just relax. Return to your rest. Really rest in that. Because at the end of the day, here's what we want. We want Jesus to be the hero of the story. To be the hero of the story.
Yeah.
I don't care how he does it. It's not my business. That's not my business. My business is to simply do my part and to stay out of his way. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to close, but we're going to have a video, but we're not because of time. But I'm going to say, anybody tonight, you say, Brian, I want you. Joy, I want you. Anybody else, you say, I need somebody to literally meet with me. Jeff, right? Jeff? If you want, we're going to pray. If you say, I need people to pray for me, I want you guys to open a little circle up, and you're going to get in the middle of the circle, because I'm going to tell you something. If you haven't been prayed by a bunch of people before that are just praying on you, God just washes over you. Bruce came to Jesus 3 weeks ago. Bruce, I want to pray for you because God, there's a peace that I want him to give you tonight that you've never felt before tonight. So anybody else say, I need to be part of that. Just because God, I really believe God brought me here for that. Anybody else? Ashley, God has brought you here tonight because he needs to set you free. Because you have one of the most beautiful marriages. I watch how you love your children. And right now the enemy has got a foothold, and he needs to set you free because you literally are a world changer. You were the first woman that showed up at Renovate. It was all men. And one day I walked in this door, I go, oh, there's a woman here. Oh, no, what if I told her to leave? And I remember saying, God, this will be interesting. This will be interesting.
He said it to me.
And
You said it to me too.
That night,
You're like, Mac.
That night, Ashley comes to Jesus. She had men issues. And here are all these men with their hands on her praying, God bless this woman. And God's not done with you, Ashley. God is not done with you. And he's gonna put some fresh ground because your husband's a man of God and he wants to touch the world and the enemy knows it. So he's gonna try to deceive him and beat him up and drop him out of the deal, and it's not gonna happen. So who else? Anybody else? Tonight.
Pedro.
Right, what do you need?
Pedro.
Hey, listen.
Pedro.
Listen.
I need some help just with forgiveness with a few people.
Okay. For forgiveness tonight. And here's the deal. You got to come to God and say, hey, God, I got to let you do it. He used to say, will you participate with me? I'm going to give you what it takes, but you have to participate. You want to do that? Pedro, what do you need?
Just any prayer and just direction.
Okay. I want somebody, okay, open the circle up. We're going to get to the middle, and then we're going to get out of here.
Hey, Joshua.
Pray.
Were you hungry?
Joshua.
Oh, you look like you were.
Yeah, I was.
Were you?
Yeah.
See back there?
Okay.
Yeah, no, I saw his car, so I didn't know where he was. So, yeah, I was out hunting.
Must be nice.
No, I was thinking about you. I was like, Frank, you haven't done it at all? Well, not quite yet.
No, but
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah. Oh, I was just saying, like, that it's like mandatory to give up, though. Like, if you continue to keep trying and like do things in our own power, it's not possible. God needs to completely take over, and you have to actually surrender.
I didn't think I was gonna get put on.
Joe,
Yeah. Oh, Matt, come with me.
Where are we going?
Okay, guys, come on in here. We're... Okay. Okay. All right, listen. We're going to get Bruce first. Bruce, we're going to pray for Bruce. Everybody come in here. If you get a hand on here, just we're going to pray. We're going to pray that God blesses him and you just give him peace. Pat, I want you to start. Pray for Bruce.
Come, Holy Spirit, come. This has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you and what you will do. Father, you say where two or more are gathered in your name, always here. And Father, right here, we're sitting here with all of us, crying out to you with all our hearts, with all our soul, all our minds, and all our strength, that you arrive. That you, the author and finisher of our faith, that you, the person who started this work in all of these people, is faithful to complete it. Father, thank you